what's going on, everybody? Let's do a nice fall scene, maybe with some sort of fence. Just going to kind of make this up as I go along. All right, let's start out. Let's put in a little sky in here. We'll maybe keep some trees over to the side. Let's do our usual raw sienna. Keep some little lighting in this general area. Sweep this across. Wash the brush. Come back with some ultramarine blue. Payne's gray. Just sort of fill in these areas here. Get some sky. Sides aren't that big a deal. Like I say, I think I'm going to have probably some trees over there, but we'll see. Always can call an audible if something looks different as we're making this up as we go along. And that's our sky. And let's make some distant foliage back here. I'll pop in some trees and bushes back in here. We'll use a little green for that. And just a little bit of a shadow here. Just some foreground area here. And if you want a little bit of light in here, you can always take a little bit of a paper towel to it. Let's get back in here with these shadows. Shadowy area below where the foliage is. Mix up a little bit more greenery for the grass. And then let's pop in some nice trees. Trying to make these look a little bit more rustic. Maybe there's another one back over here. And pop in a little one here. And then maybe we'll put in, put in a larger one right here. It'll be in front. This guy a little bit darker. A little bit at the base of the tree there. Got some blue mixed in there. It's not the worst thing. Tell you what we'll do. We'll see if this works out. May not. Put some brown trunk color on here. Let's just put like a really big one right here. Still enough room here. A little red on the brush and just get some warmer colors coming down in here at the start of our path. And we'll go to our handy card. And just make some trunks. Maybe just very, very light back here. just to get some, maybe some bark look on the tree. It doesn't have to be real heavy here. Okay. Come back with some more greenery. Just pop in some grass here and there. And we get some darker colors. Nice dark browns up front. Mix in some little bit of red with it. And what we'll do is we'll take our card and we will pop in some nice fence posts. Make these a little higher, so they look proportionate to the trees. Same thing over here. Now I'll take and we'll scratch in some cross posts. And some of this will be cut off with a mat once it's matted, but just darken it down there just the same. Probably looks like a tiny fence in comparison to those trees, but once we put some leaves in here and stuff, you won't really know where the top is. Let's get some rigger work in with the, get some branches coming out here. Not going to go too crazy with these branches. Made a little bit of a hash of that. And we'll just, there's going to be a lot of leaves up here, so not really a big deal. Just sort of dry brush in a few little things. Okay. Next, let's come back with our hake again, dry it off. And the first thing we'll do is we'll get some cad yellow on the brush and just pop in some leaves up there. Then we'll make almost an orangey color by getting light red and cad yellow on the brush. Pop in some orangey colors for our fall colors. And we'll pop a little bit just down here, leaves falling maybe, just to get some color around by this fence here. Or a cad yellow there. And just a little more of the orangey color. And we're going to go to a different color here. We're going to go to a Pyrrole red with what's already on the brush, and we're just going to pop in some highlights just to really get some standout colors here. We'll come back and we'll kind of blend that in a little bit, but we want some really nice colors here. Get some really, really good colors and just tap in a few little on the ground. Some, like I say, some leaves fell. Piles of them. Yeah, put in a couple little scratches there. Better to use the card. Seeing as I bite my nails, I don't much have a fingernail. All right. Just debating on what to do with this little area. This could be a path. This could be water, but it really should be a path because I have a fence there. Let's take some, let's see, what brush do I want to use? Let's take a small brush and some burnt umber, and let's just dry brush a little brown on these fence posts, just to give it a little bit of a wood look. Yeah, I think going that way is better. Just a little dry brush. You could always come back with the card if you overdid it and lightly scrape. That's not too bad. It's hard to see in the video there, I think. Let's see if I can adjust the light a little bit. See the fence down below? It looks better directly on. Alright. Let's go back to our Hake brush. And now we'll just sort of come back with our light red and yellow and just sort of just dab over a little bit of this red so it's just not so artificial looking. Just want enough of it so you know it's there. Okay, let's take our small Hake brush. Let's pull just a little path color here. Just dab it a little bit. Just don't want that to stand out like that much. And we'll take let's take a lighter color here, like not a lighter color, but let's see, burnt sienna, ultramarine blue, and alizarin crimson. Just I've overdone that a little bit too. Just some shadows coming across. And we'll redo that. Just redo these fence posts slightly here. Now we could put a gate here, but I want it to be open so you feel like you can enter into this area. I'm going to continue this fence off the page. There we go. See, anything you can re-wet. Say you wanted to do this little fence post here, you could just re-wet it a little bit. Make sure the card is clean. And just scrape it again. And you'll get more out of it that way. All right. So really, lastly thing we can do is we can add some shadows. We can add some figures. Try to add them further down in the distance. I always get scolded in my group for making my figures not only too dark but too much out of scale with the trees. That and my horizon lines. But that's okay. This is all one long journey for all of us. You're watching me evolve. Like I said, I'm not a teacher, but I'm showing what I am doing so far, really, when it comes down to it. So let's get a little figure out here. Make them a little more rounded on the shoulders there. And let's do another one here. And just a little shadow coming off. Just tighten those up a little bit. Well, it could be a man and a woman there. Okay. Let's put a couple little birds up in the sky here. And then last but not least, we're going to take our gel pen, and if this is dry enough, we're going to put just some little highlights. You can use white gouache for this too. Just going to put some little highlights on the tops of these fences, just so they stand out a little bit more. Don't really want it to look like snow or anything, but just a little bit on the tops. And so it looks like an old fence. Just to make it look a little weathered. It's not too bad. And then we'll take the same gel pen and we'll just add some little highlights on our figures. Again, you can use white for this. Sometimes white on a brush is better because the pen sometimes requires a second hit. And that's it. That is our fall or autumn scene. Some nice colorful trees there. You can do some other things. You could re-highlight some of these branches and a few other things. But I'll come back with a close-up and we'll look at it a little bit more in depth. Thanks for watching. Okay, so here's the actual painting. I went in and I did some little revisions off camera. I added a few little branches, and then I made the figures a little larger so they'd be a little more in scale. They might have been able to go a little bit bigger even, but I also added some color so that because they're bigger you can probably make out a little bit more detail. I think it added a little punch to it. And there's the fence, the old wooden fence. And there's your leaves, fall leaves. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this painting. Please subscribe, leave a comment, etc., etc. Thanks again for watching.